What are the parts of an animal cell? Cells, as small as they are, have many parts. Animal cells are eukaryotic cells, which means they have rooms or chambers called organelles. It helps to think of organelles in terms of the organs in the human body. For example, a human being has a heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys. Each of those organs does a job to keep the body healthy. Animal cell organelles are like microscopic versions of organs. Like the organs in a human body, they each have jobs to do to keep the cell healthy. Animal cells work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They work when you are running or sitting, eating, or sleeping. The work cells do happens in organelles. Let's take a closer look at different parts of an animal cell and what jobs they do. This image shows the parts of animal cells discussed in this book. So we have the nucleus, a Golgi body, cytoplasm, cell membrane, mitochondria, vacuole, and ribosomes, the blue little dots. The nucleus serves as a command center of the animal cell, telling the other parts of the cell what to do. So here's again the nucleus. We have a nuclear membrane around the cell and an endoplasmic reticulum. So membrane. Reticulum. Surrounding an animal cell is the outside skin of a cell called a plasma membrane or cell membrane. This membrane is made of fats. The plasma membrane is a wall of defense that only lets in what the cell needs to survive, like water and food. Inserted in the membrane are various proteins. Inside the nucleus. Nucleus is the control center of a cell, like a brain. Like most organelles, it is surrounded by a membrane. It carries directions for such characteristics as height, eye color, and other genetic information. It says see pages 36 through 39, so we'll look at that later. Inside the nucleus is a thread-like structure called chromatin. This is made up of deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA fibers. It is the DNA that provides a map of your body. It decides if you are going to be tall or short, blue or brown-eyed, and every other physical thing about you. Take a quick look at pages 36 to 39 like they were mentioning. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to show you a little bit. Endoplasmic reticulum. Sticking out from the nucleus is the endoplasmic reticulum, ER. This is a network of tube-shaped structures. The ER produces fats and some types of proteins used in the body. There is a rough kind of ER and a smooth kind of ER. Mitochondria. You need energy to power your body. Your cells also need energy to power their work. A cell's power center is in its mitochondria. These organelles have their own DNA. They produce energy to support the cell's main functions. Ribosomes. Ribosomes are protein factories. These organelles work to turn ribonucleic acid RNA into proteins. The ribosomes string together amino acids. Once a string is complete, it is called a protein. Golgi body. The Golgi body works somewhat like a packing unit and warehouse. Proteins and carbohydrates, sugars and starches, enter the Golgi body. They are covered in a thin membrane and sorted into packages. The Golgi body addresses each package by putting a chemical message in the membrane that tells where the protein or carbohydrate should be sent. Scientist spotlight. Camillo Golgi. Born in Corteno, Italy, Camillo Golgi was a doctor and scientist with an interest in the workings of cells. Today, we know Golgi as the man who identified the Golgi body in cells. However, Golgi's greatest work was on the nervous system, for which he won a Nobel Prize in 1906. You might find it strange that Golgi, who ran hospitals and worked in medical labs, never actually practiced as a doctor. So, Camillo Golgi dedicated his life to cell research. Lysosomes. Your stomach helps your body take in nutrients. Nutrients are substances that help your body grow and stay healthy. Lysosomes are organelles that are like human stomachs. Among other functions, they digest the nutrients that are delivered to a cell. Lysosomes contain chemical substances called enzymes, which work like digestive juices in your stomach. Food enters the cell and is immediately wrapped up and moved around the cell. A lysosome takes the food and digests it. So let's see here. Nutrients or food entering the cell gets wrapped up. It is digested by the lysosome that comes out of the Golgi body. Okay. Cytoplasm. Although cells are extremely tiny, there is still empty space within the cell. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance that fills the space between the nucleus and the cell membrane. It works much like the way egg white fills the space between the yolk and the eggshell in the egg. Organelles float in the cytoplasm. Vacuoles. Vacuoles also float in the cytoplasm. They are pockets containing mostly water that store cell food. When a cell produces protein or food, it stores it in a vacuole, just like you would store a sandwich in a plastic bag. Organelles also put trash in vacuoles. Cell trash includes broken parts, poisons, and even extra water the cell does not need. To take out the trash, the vacuole moves to the cell membrane and pushes. The membrane opens. The vacuole opens and the garbage spills out of the cell. The membrane and the vacuole seal themselves up again and get back to work. How are organelles and body organs alike? Animal cells are like the animals they form. They eat, use energy from food, and take in water. The organelles work like body organs. In some ways, they are more efficient and better organized than humans. When cells are done with something, they immediately get rid of the waste they make. The cells in this kangaroo have the same organelles that your cells do.